What if Ivar the Boneless had never been crippled? Today we dive into a reimagined world where one of Ragnar Lothbrok's most feared and complex sons was born whole, a man blessed with both an extraordinary mind and a powerful body. How would this affect Viking history, the fate of England, and the future of Kattegat? Let's begin with Ivar's childhood. If Ivar had been born without his deformity, his upbringing would have been drastically different. He wouldn't have been pitied or mocked. Instead, he would have trained alongside his brothers, Ubbi, Hvitserk, and Sigurd, from an early age, not as an observer, but as an equal. Given his natural intelligence and intensity, he likely would have stood out as both a masterful strategist and a formidable warrior. This change would alter his relationships. Sigurd, who often mocked Ivar, might have feared him. Hvitserk could have grown closer, yet remained wary. Ubbi, ever the voice of reason, might have felt pressure to compete with Ivar for Ragnar's attention. Speaking of Ragnar, he would likely view Ivar not as a brilliant but broken son, but as his most capable heir, strong, sharp, and ruthless. Their bond might have deepened, reshaping Ivar's emotional path. Fast forward to the Great Heathen Army. Historically, Ivar was feared for his mind and cruelty, not for his physical strength. But with a healthy body, he would have led his warriors from the front lines, not just from the shadows. His presence would have been magnetic, his authority unquestioned. Instead of the fractured leadership we saw, the army might have stood united under him, sweeping through England with brutal precision. King Eilif's capture and execution, swift and terrifying. Not a slow plan of vengeance, but a lightning strike of wrath. His legend in Anglo-Saxon lands would have grown beyond myth. Ivar would not just be the crippled genius, he'd be a full-blown nightmare for the English, feared by soldiers, whispered about by kings. Now, let's talk about Kattegat. In the original timeline, Ivar becomes king after years of conflict. In this version, he wouldn't need to manipulate others or rely solely on cunning. He'd gather followers through both fear and admiration. When Lagertha takes Kattegat, a strong Ivar would return not with vengeance, but with overwhelming force. Would he kill her? Possibly. Would he take the throne faster? Most likely. But here's the question. Without the years of suffering, would he still become a tyrant? His cruelty was born of humiliation, of pain, of constantly needing to prove himself. A healthy Ivar might have been more balanced, still fierce, still cunning, but less paranoid. Perhaps he wouldn't kill Sigurd in a fit of rage. Perhaps Hvitserk would stay at his side, not haunted, but loyal. Now, imagine an even deeper shift. What if Ivar used his strength not just for war, but for peace? Without the need to constantly assert dominance, he could have forged alliances, even with King Alfred. Imagine a Viking-Saxon truce built by Ivar himself. He might have married into English royalty, founded a mixed-blood dynasty, and established a powerful new kingdom, one that honored both Norse and Saxon traditions. And if Ivar had children, they would have grown up in a world where their father wasn't just a feared warlord, but a legendary king, remembered not only for bloodshed, but for building something lasting. Of course, there's a darker possibility. Without his physical limits, Ivar might have become even more arrogant. His thirst for control could grow unchecked. He might have clashed harder with his brothers or sought to conquer beyond England, only to fall from his own ambition. In this alternate reality, Ivar could either build an empire or destroy everything in his path. Because in the end, pain shaped Ivar. His brilliance came from hardship, from being underestimated, from struggling to survive. Without that pain, we might lose the calculating genius and gain a ruthless conqueror. Or perhaps we gain a more complete king, strong, sharp, and, for once, whole. So ask yourself, which Ivar do you fear more?